Defending yourself with a gun doesn't always mean you actually have to shoot it.
I heard the kid screaming, "Please don't beat me." And my instinct kicked in some more, so I sped on up to go get that kid.
That gut instinct overtook Kelsey Willis when he stopped for an oil change at the Warner Robins Walmart.
And as Buddy was filling us in to get our oil change, we heard a little kid screaming. So we turned to the corner down there. We seen him getting snatched out the car, and the man was taking him behind the building. We thought he was using the bathroom, but it took him way too long to come back from behind the building.
Willis says when the child kept screaming, he felt he had to take action.
Kept screaming, getting louder and louder, just didn't sit right with us. So my first instinct was to grab my gun and go get that kid out the woods.
Once in the woods, Willis says he realized the danger the child was in.
By the time I came around the corner, he was on top of her and choking him. At that point, I just put my gun up and held him at gunpoint and grabbed the kid.
Willis was one of the several people that was there to help rescue the child until the police arrived. Willis believes if it were not for his heroic actions and quick thinking, the situation would have a different story.
If I ain't step in and I ain't react as fast as I did, the kid probably would be dead.
You think the child, he would have
choked the child, because once we got the kid out the woods, he said that the man would go beat him and leave him for the animals.
Police say the man was charged with aggravated assault and cruelty towards a child.
Using your gun to protect someone you don't know is, to me, one of the most noble things you can do. And this is coming from someone who prioritizes minding my own damn business. However, sometimes simply minding your business isn't easy, especially when someone is hurting a child. I know very, very few people who can ignore the screams of a child. Actually, I personally don't know anyone who can ignore the traumatic screams of a child. I've had many of conversations with people who said that they don't want to own, much less carry a gun, because they don't want to have to kill anyone. But when I asked them what they would do to someone who tries to severely injure a child, the first words out of their mouth is, "I would shoot them dead." That instinctive, almost animalistic response is why people carry and own firearms, to protect life. The media and the anti-gun lobby would have you believe that most people have guns because they want to murder people. Truth is, more people use guns to save lives than they take them. In 2017, an independent research project called the Small Arms Survey, SAS, estimated that 393 million guns were owned by United States citizens.
We looked at data from Small Arms Survey, an international firearm research firm, the U.S. Census, and talked to two gun law professors. Let's take a look at the most recent data from 2017. That year, the Small Arms Survey found that there were 393 million civilian-held firearms in the U.S.
That same year, the U.S. Census estimated the population in the United States was 326 million people. So, in 2017, there were more guns than people. And that was in 2017. It's obviously a lot higher now. A 2013 review of the literature by the National Research Council found that almost all national surveys estimates indicate that the defensive gun uses by victims are at least as common as offensive uses by criminals, with estimates of annual uses ranging from 500,000 to 3 million. It's 2022, and there has been an explosion of people buying guns for self-protection. Do you think that number of defensive gun uses have gone up or down? You see what I mean? Now, I want you to imagine what might have happened to the kid if this guy didn't have a gun to make this other guy stop choking the kid. Sure, he could have maybe tried to fight him or hit him with something, but nothing says, "Hey, bruh, stop," like a gun pointed at you. That's exactly what the man did, and in doing so, saved this kid's life without firing a shot. And that's just it. And a lot of these defensive gun uses, a round isn't even fired. All things considered, this man is a hero. Now, I'll admit, running to the defense of another with your firearm has the possibility to get real tricky. So, if you ever are in a situation where you think you might have to use your gun to defend a stranger, make sure you truly understand the situation and whether it calls for that level of force. Good thing is, there are things like the USSCA where you have a ton of resources that come with their membership that can educate you on things like when is it okay to defend a stranger with a gun, and a whole host of other valuable pieces of information. And not to mention the self-defense insurance aspect of it that also comes with the USSCA membership. I'll put a link in the description section of this video for anyone who might want to learn more about it. Oh, And don't forget to subscribe to the channel by hitting the subscribe button and then hitting the bell symbol and tapping all. And remember, when it comes to protecting yourself, your family, and the people you love, you are the militia. Now, there's a perfect shirt to remind you and everyone else. The link to this shirt that I'm wearing and other 2A designs are right below this video, along with the link in the description section.